Shrinnantu Vishve Amritasya Putra Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parasthat Tumiva Viditoti Mrityumeti Nanya Panta Vidyate Anaya Nanya Panta Yanaya Vidyate. From Shetashvatara Upanishad. Listen, O children of immortal bliss. Listen, those who live in the celestial abode. I have seen that effulgent one who is beyond darkness. Knowing him alone, one can transcend death. There is no other way. There is no other way. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. This morning our subject is the mortal becomes immortal. We are observing Isha service, the last day of Jesus. His crucifixion brings tears to our eyes. He was an incarnation of God, but suffers for the good of humanity. Crucifixion is a very cruelest way to kill a person. If you shot a person, if you behead a person, that is all right. You die quickly. But this is one of the worst punishment by Roman law. Crucifixion. We see at a glance the last day of Jesus. In the previous night, he was in Gethsemane. He knew that his time is coming. Previously, he had Last Supper, went with his disciple. Then the main priest came with his group, arrested him. Peter denied thrice out of fear. Then the mob wanted him crucifixion. They took him to Pilate, the Roman ruler. He was unwilling to give this punishment. He knew that the person was innocent. But he was afraid there will be revolt among the Jewish colonies. You will have to understand there are 5 Jewish states on the coast of the Mediterranean, all the Jewish countries, under Rome. They are ruling. So he was thinking that there will be a revolt before that, perhaps it is better to get rid of this man. Jesus was betrayed by his disciple, Judas Iscariot, who committed suicide. Jesus was mocked, crucified, buried in the tomb, and resurrected on the 3rd day, Sunday. First he appeared before his women devotees, Mary Magdalene and some of his followers. Then he appeared before his own disciples, 11. He guided them, instructed them for 40 days, 40. And then came the ascension. He went to heaven. That is the way we know about Christ's crucifixion and resurrection. About resurrection, Christ said, I am the resurrection and life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. So what is the message of the Easter? Immortality, eternal life. By dying himself, Jesus proved death is not the end of human life. There is eternal life. That is the message we get from Easter. This Easter is observed all over the world in Christendom. This is one of the holiest of all holy days. Jesus resurrected. He is risen. That is the message. Now our topic is the mortal becomes immortal. There is a shloka in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Yada sarve pramuchyante kama yasa hridhi sthitaha atha martu amrita bhavati atta brahma samashnute. That is the shloka. Yada, when sarve kama pramuchyante, all desires are destroyed, annihilated, uprooted. Kama, hridistita, where those desires are? In the heart. In the human heart, we have so many desires. When all desires are uprooted, what happens? Atha martu amrita bhavati. Martu means the mortal person, mortal being, becomes immortal. Atra, here, Brahma samashnute, he merges into Brahman. That is the Vedantic message. As I showed you the Christian message, if you believe in Christ, you will not die, you will get eternal life. Here, we find Vedantic message. Atta Brahma samashnute, beautiful message. That's enough. That one shloka is enough. We exactly know what we are supposed to do, and we know what result we shall get. If all desires are out, we will be immortal. We shall never die. Very easy. If we have no desires, you will not have to any more spiritual life. No effort. Just remove the desires. That we are doing. Day and night we are trying to clear our minds. Who pollutes our minds? Desires. There are 6 hidden enemies live in human mind. Kama, lust. Krodha, anger. Lobha, greed. Moha, delusion. Mada, ego. Matsarja, jealousy. All these human beings who live, they live with 6 enemies. Shadoripu. They live in the mind. They pollute the mind. These are all universal. It doesn't matter whether you are a Christian or a Hindu or a Muslim or Jewish. They are universal. One of our Swamis used to make a joke. American people have tremendous ingenuity, creative mind. They invented so many things for the human civilization. You know, they invented vacuum cleaner. What do? Vacuum cleaner, you vacuum the dust from the floor, house. If they could produce a mind vacuum cleaner, what wonderful it would be. Just take the vacuum cleaner and over the mind, just clean it. Psh, done. If you can invent that machine, you will be a billionaire, I assure you. Mind vacuum cleaner. It will be sold to Amazon, no problem at all. Just you need a mind vacuum cleaner. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, Kamo mayu vayam purusha. All these human beings you see, they have desires. How many? Millions, millions. Do you know how does it work? Yatha kamo bhavati tat krutur bhavati tat krutur bhavati tat karma kurute yat karma kurute tat abhisampadhyate. 4,000 years ago, these rishis, the sages of Vedanta explored the whole spectrum of human life. When a desire comes, what do? Resolution comes, I am going to do it. When the resolution comes in the mind, you do. When you do, you get the result. You decided that I shall come to the Vedanta temple this morning. After breakfast, when the resolution came, you went to the garage, took the car, turned on the key of the car, you drove and came to Vedanta. And listening this message of Easter. Just see how the desires work. I am just showing you. It comes 4 stages. Desire, then comes resolution, then comes action, then comes the result. All activities in this human life go through this process. Even though it is not a philosophy, it is the truth. We know it, we experience it every day. Desires. Desires are essential. Do you know why? If there is no desires, the economy will fall. The share market will fall. All shopping malls will be closed. You have no desire, nobody will go to buy anything. It is the desire, motivation, that makes us going. Vasana pushyati bapu. Vedanta says, it is the desire which preserves human body. Our Vedanta teacher told us, if you have no desire, do you know what will happen? You see a ripe fruit, it breaks the stem and falls automatically on the ground. I have seen in my village how ripe mango falls on the ground. So if you have no desire, your body will fall on the floor instantly. If you have no desire, you will not get up from your bed in the morning. Why should I get up? I have no desire, no motivation. Vasana, desire is the guiding force in this world. And Swami wants to wipe them out. What is the origin of desires? Look how Vedanta explains. All these human beings you see, they are rotating in 3 places. Avidya, Kama, Karma. The source of the desire is the ignorance. Ignorance, desire, action. Ignorance, desire, action. All these people we see around us, including you and me, we are rotating these 3 places. Why do you work? To fulfill your desires. I have desire for food, I run to the snooks. I buy groceries, cook food, I eat. Desire. Whole world is moving by desires. Very interesting, how this. That is the reason, if you read Buddha's philosophy, do you know what is Buddha saying? Tanha, tanha. Tanha means trishna, thirst for life. So Buddha is addressing himself. O body, he addressed the body as his house. I know the cause of the house. I shall destroy the cause of the house. I must eradicate my desires, then there will be no rebirth for me. I shall attain nirvana. That is the whole Buddha's philosophy. Wipe out desires. Then you will merge into nirvana. Very interesting. If we watch what is going on inside us, this desire, how this world is functioning. Now, next question, how many desires we have? Vedanta says, only 3. There are only 3 desires controlling this whole world. Lokuishana, putrishana, vittishana, sarveva ishaneva bhavataha. Lokuishana, desire for name and fame. Putrishana, desire for progeny, children, that means sex. Vittishana, desire for money. These are the 3 desires controlling this whole world. Desire for car, desire for house, desire for clothes, those are all incorporated in the desire for money. 3 desires, only 3 desires are controlling this world. But Swami, if I have desire for God, that is also a desire. Of course that is a desire. Vedanta says, akamo Vishnu kamo va. The nature of the desire is to bind the soul. But desire for God will release the soul. That is not considered as a real desire. Very good way Vedanta puts it. Akamo Vishnu kamo va. There is a similar mantra in the Katha Upanishad. Yada sarve praviddante hridayasya granthaya atha martu amrito bhavati etabhathi anushasanam. Similar verse, but a little bit different way this mantra comes. Praviddante, it breaks. What does it break? Hridaya Granthi, the knot of the heart. But what is the knot of the heart? That is called Chit Chod Granthi. The consciousness and unconsciousness meet there. In human heart, we call it mind or antakarana, inner organ. This Atman first reflects there and make it conscious. And that consciousness, that borrowed consciousness, help us to work, hear, see, function in this world. It is all borrowed consciousness. That Brahman, pure consciousness, reflects. And with that reflection, we function. Without consciousness, you are judge, I am judge. That consciousness is God, Brahman, according to Vedanta. Hridayasya granthaya, chit jad granthi. Let me give an example, perhaps it will be better. Here is a piece of iron rod, and here is a magnet. You rub. Through friction, this iron rod becomes magnet and gets attractive power. It attracts. As magnet attracts things, so this piece of ordinary iron rod becomes a magnet, at that time it attracts. Similarly, when this mind gets this pure consciousness, it becomes luminous. Example, here's a mirror. Take over the sun and you get a reflected sun. With that reflected sun, you can play. Just like that, your mind is taking the cosmic consciousness, reflection, and functioning. That is called life. Well, I am a living being. How are you a living being? This is the way. Consciousness is behind. Apravritte. No creation is possible without desire. Only conscious human beings have desires. And so the creation. Without desire, there is no creation. And behind desire, there must be a conscious principle. You know, when you see the whole human life, this is the way we are functioning every day. It reminds me, Swami Vivekananda was practicing austerity at Kashipur Garden House when Sri Ramakrishna was suffering from cancer. He told one or two of his brother disciples, at night they found some dead woods in that garden. He put them together and set fire. And then he told his brother disciples, let us meditate in front of the fire and burn all of our worldly desires so that we can be monks and we can serve humanity. That he was talking at midnight at Kashipur Garden House. Burn all of your desires in the fire. Sometimes I ask people, when you burn incense in your shrine before meditation, think that your desires are burning, that incense burns from the top to the bottom. Well, my desires are also burning. You can imagine various things. But as I said, it is not possible for us to live in this world without desire. I had a friend, he had 18 credit cards. One person, 4 cars. Why? I have money. Always in shopping mall, buying clothes and shoes. His wife is complaining there is no room in the house. Compulsive buyer. What to do? Just see, motivation. All comes from this desire. More ignorance, more desire, more restlessness, more strong bondage, more ego. And more bondage. The solution, give up desires. Only keep those desires which can help you to realize God. Otherwise, too many things, not necessary. A man cannot sleep in 2 rooms. You can eat 2 chickens. You cannot drive 2 cars at a time. One is enough. The more you have possessions, the more your minds will be scattered. Just have what is necessary. If you have too much money, give away. Mortal. I remember in our college we used to study inductive and deductive logic. Deductive logic. From general to particular. And inductive from particular to general. Man is mortal. John is a man, Jack is a man, Henry is a man. They die. One, and we see John dies, Henry dies, Jack dies. So man is mortal. From general, we go into the particular, we see, then we come to the conclusion, human beings die. And inductive, I see John died, Jack died, Henry died. At last I came to this conclusion, all human beings die, then man is mortal. This is the deductive, inductive logic function. A woman went to Buddha. Lord, my son died. Please bring back life to my son. Buddha says, of course I can do that. But before I bring back life to your son, you go to homes around and find out if you can get some mustard seed from a home where there was no death. So this woman went from door to door and said, oh yes, my grandfather died, my father died, my mother died. She did not find a single home where there was no death. So she came to Buddha and said, Lord, I understand. Then she became a nun. Nun. So death. We see the king will die, queen will die, the president will die, actor, actresses will die, Mr. Universe will die, Miss Universe will die, everybody will die. But the mystery is that we never feel that we shall die. That is the wonder. We see every day people die around us, but we never feel that we will ever die. That is the story of the Mahabharata. Ahoni ahoni bhutani gachanti yamo mandiram shesha sthiramichanti kimasharja mata param. That was question was asked to Yudhishthira, the virtuous king, what is the wonder? That he replied. We see every day people die around us, but we never feel that we will ever die. That is the wonder. Even in the Gita, we find in the 11th chapter, Krishna is telling, Kaloshmi lokokshayokrit pravriddho lokan samahortum hya pravrittaham. I am the Kala, all devouring time. I am born to destroy these 18 million people right now. I am engaged. I must destroy these unrighteous people. Just see. Die, death. Vedanta says we have three bodies. Gross body, subtle body, causal body. Gross body made with food. Subtle body also made with food, but it is very subtle. And the causal body. The gross body dies. The subtle body reincarnates. It does not die until it is illumined. Let me give an example. This quantity of peanut with shell, raw peanut, put it in the ground, put some water. You will see within few days these peanuts will germinate. The plants will come, more peanuts will grow underground. Here is the same quantity of peanut, roasted with tremendous heat. Put those peanuts under the ground, put water, put fertilizer, it will never germinate. Why? You destroy the potentiality of the growth of those peanuts. It is roasted, fried. So Vedanta says that is the way. You can roast your mind through renunciation, through purity, through devotion. Then it will never germinate. The heat of renunciation burns the desire. Jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmashat kuruti tatha. This fire of knowledge burns all actions, all desires. That is the truth. As you know, this body, all these human bodies, Shoro Bikari, 6 changes come in human body. Jayate, it was born. Osti, it exists. Vardhate, it grows. Viparinamate, it modifies. Apakshyate, it decays. Marishyati, it dies. All these human bodies, you see, they go through these 6 succeeding stages. We sometimes see this, that all the actors, actresses, how much work they do to preserve their youth. But eventually, all will die. We give good food, good exercise to keep our body fit. But one day it will go. As the body, as Krishna says, Kaumara Jauvanam Jara. This body comes when you are a little baby, grows, early teens, youth, middle age, old age. Whole human bodies will go. I sometimes go to the nursing home to see our old devotees. I see sometimes some people keep their pictures on the table, their marriage pictures and this and that, to show how young he or she was. But now she is dying, lost all her beauty, or we see the difference. This body changes, moving every day. As we give up our old worn out garments, put a new clothes, so the soul gives up this worn out body, old body, and takes a new body. This is a recycling process. So we need a new body, as we need a new home, a new car. Vedanta says, how is a soul reborn? Through the theory of reincarnation. Hinduism, Buddhism believe in reincarnation, but Jewish tradition, Christian tradition, Muslim tradition, Islamic tradition, they believe in one birth. Indian doctrine and dogma. But now in America, I heard nearly 55% people believe in reincarnation. But because you know why? Because Shirley MacLaine believed it. If an actor, if our Oprah believes reincarnation, then all 22 million Americans will believe in reincarnation. Just Oprah will have to answer, say, yes, reincarnation is true. If Swami says, nobody will listen. If Oprah says, people will believe. Jatasya dhruvo mrityu dhruvang janma mritasya cha. We used to repeat those words of Krishna. If you are born, you will die. And if you die, you will be born again. This is the way it goes. On the eve of the soul's departure, what happens? I shall read to you from the Upanishads. Very interesting. When the body itself apparently becomes weak and loses the power of discrimination, here the condition of the body and other adjuncts are attributed to the self. The organ comes to it, completely withdrawing these particles of light. The organs and their functions, each comes to the heart, because the radiance of consciousness is withdrawn and becomes manifest only in the heart. When the presiding deity of the eyes turns back from all sides, when the eyes fail to receive the light of the sun, the man cannot notice color. They gave a brief description. Do you know what happens? All the sense organs gradually withdraws from these apertures. Sometimes when a dying man, we say, can you see me? Can you see me? Or can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sometimes we pull the toe. Can you feel? Can you feel? Dying person, those things will be withdrawn one by one. All this goes to the heart. What happens there? Then comes the prana, the udana vayu, which is just shoots like a rocket. You must say, Swami, how do you know all these things? It comes from the Upanishads. The seers of truth experienced it. Rocket. You have seen that how we put the satellite in the space, in the center, the Kennedy Center, how they shoot. Rocket shoots that satellite and it takes on the orbit. So similarly, the soul It was the Udanbai, it shoots. What happens? Where will it go? It will go to that place what you desire last time. You see, be careful. When you die, don't think that I need a car at home. Keep a good desire at that time. If you want to be, well, I want to be a musician, then your rocket will throw you to the house where you will get from your birth to learn music. Perhaps musician parents you will get. Well, I want to be a monk. Then your rocket will go to the holy couple, their son will get a chance to be a monk. It all depends upon your last desire. It is, Krishna mentioned, because at that time, that desire becomes so strong and powerful. So your next birth depends upon your last desire in this birth. Well, Swami, can you prove it? I cannot prove it, but it is in the scriptures. After 10 organs and the mind, Antakaran, and the 5 pranas unite within the heart, the self leaves the body. How? The same as the Upanishad describes, the top nerve end of the heart brightens. The impressions of karma gathered in the mind are lit up by the luminous self, as in the dream state. Those thoughts, experiences, and desires that prevail at the time determine the way the self departs. Coming out through the brightened top, the self departs through the eye, or through the head, or through any other aperture of the body. When it departs, the prana follows. When prana departs, all the organs follow. The self is accompanied by prana, and all the organs, include the mind. In fact, they live together. If your soul departs from the crown, from the top of your heart, you will go to Shagun Brahman, Kroma Mukti. You will go to Brahma Loka. There you will wait. Then you will go, because you have no desire to come back to this world. So you will merge into God. Second, that is another interesting topic. Where does the soul go? The Christians believe that if you do virtuous deeds, you will go to heaven. If you do bad deeds, you will go to hell. That's all. And in between there is a purgatory there anyhow. Vedantic concept, the Upanishad says, after 5 oblations, a soul is reborn. There are 3 types of karma. Shukla, Krishna, Shukla, Krishna. Shukla means white karma. White karma means virtuous deeds. They will go to higher realm, even heaven. Krishna karma, very sinful deeds. Murder, kill, rob, rape. Where will they go? They will go, I shall tell you where will they go. We call it hell, but they have different words. And Shukla Krishna, mixed karma. All human beings, we have mixed karma. Some good, some bad. That is this human plane, this earth. All we have done mixed karma. We did some good, some bad. I was thinking, do you know what I was thinking about? Those who do bad deeds. I shall tell you last what the Upanishad says. Think of that you are a terrible criminal, very bad, kill many people. And also in the jail also you are killing man, fighting. Do they know what do? They confine them in a cell where there is no door, only one door closed, no window, only there is a ventilator, and completely dark. You have no connection with human beings. completely a dark cell, chamber. 24 hours you live there. To me, that is hell. American prison, sometimes I read some, they have some bunker system. 6 people are living in a small, and inside there is a toilet. That's all. And few times you come to the food, and they will dump you in that room. You know, if you see those things, you know what is called freedom and what is called bondage. So this cell, this dark place, day in, day out, you will be crazy. Similar concept we find in the Upanishads. In the Isha Upanishad says, Ananda namo te lokandhena tamasabritaha tagyaste pretta vigachanti jeke chatmahano janaha. Those mantras tell us those who have no knowledge of the self, after death, they go to that dark region. Asurja, there is no light, full of darkness. Darkness covered by darkness, groping in darkness. I heard a story, Swami Vivekananda mentioned, or somebody mentioned. There is a man in China, was living in a dark cell for 30 years. During the coronation of the king, it was ordered that everybody should be set free. So the man came out, saw the bright sun of this world. He cried out, "Oof, I shall die, I cannot live here. Please put me back again to my dark cell. Last 30 years I am living there, I am accustomed to live in that kind of environment, setup." Just see, we human beings are so hypnotized. So we love this bondage. If freedom comes, we are scared. Oh, no, I don't want freedom. Oh, I don't want to give up all desires. I want to suffer. All these human beings are hypnotized. That Vedanta says. And Vedanta says, your true nature is immortal and free. Experience it. Hypnotize yourself. Our birth depends on the result of our karma. The ancient sages related this mystery through birth and death. As I am going to tell you. When ordinary soul, when they die, where do they go? They go to Chandraloka, in the moon. From the moon, they go to the cloud. From the cloud, rain. From rain, food. From food, male body. And come out as semen. Then it goes to the female body. After 5 oblations, the Upanishad says, a soul is reborn. Very, how these Vedic seers of truth found out this whole mystery of human life. When we are in the human body, we need food. Through umbilical cord, mother feeds us. Otherwise, we would not live. We would die. The baby grows 8 months, 9 months, come out from the mother's body. Mother immediately starts to feed. And then we grow. It is amazing that, this human mechanism, which is a mysterious instrument, this human body. Now, how can we be immortal? For we have seen the body is not mortal, only the Atman, the pure consciousness which is within us is immortal. When we have the knowledge of that experience of the Atman, we become immortal. The Upanishad says, Tamevaikam janato anna bhatyo vimunchata. Know only about the Atman. Don't talk about the worldly things. Pratibodha viditam. I sometimes give this illustration. Here is a EKG. You see the heartbeat. If it is even, your heart is good. If it is irregular, doctor will say that your heart is not working right. So in every thought, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. If this thought continuously arises, you will be Brahman. That is, you will be hypnotized. I am Chetanananda, I am this, I am that. That will go away. I am Brahman. Then this knowledge of oneness will come. Pratibodha viditam matam amritattame bindati. This is the only way you can get amritattva, immortality. This is the way you can hypnotize yourself. Everything is in your hand. You can bound yourself, you can release yourself. Then when you realize, the other Upanishad tells us, Vidyate hridaya granthi, the knots of your hearts will be cut asunder, will fall apart. Shiyante chaisya karmani, all actions will cease to function. All doubts will be dispelled from your heart when we experience this Atman, this Self. At that time you are completely free from desires. The Upanishad tells us how to do it. Your body is one piece of wood, and the Om, the mantra, is another piece of wood. And through friction, the light will come. You see, in olden days, there is no electricity, no fire, no matchbox, no gas. How did they make fire? Through friction of the two wood, they will make fire. So he was telling that this body is one piece of wood, and the mantra, and then through friction, then light will come and you will be living. And through meditation. What is the Atma, this Atman? This Atman is pure consciousness. Existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. This Atman cannot be realized through learning, through education, through sacrifice, through money, through progeny, through action. Your character must be good. Your mind should be disciplined. You must have burning desire for liberation. You must have renunciation. You must have self-control. Then the Atman will reveal itself in your heart. That Upanishad says. In this world, everyone wants to be immortal. None wants to die. We want children. Why? Because we will be immortal through the children. Seeing the child, I think, it is my soul is in my children, grandchildren. An artist makes painting, or a writer writes books, coveting, desiring immortality. My work will make me immortal. Do you know why we want immortality? Because that is our true nature. The thing which is our true nature, we want that. Why do you want children? Because you want to be immortal. I shall live, my dynasty will continue through my children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. How it works. Vritti-gyan. Thought waves. I am Brahman. When the mortal becomes mortal, then we become Jivan Mukta, free while living. There are three kinds of liberation in Vedanta. The first is called akrama mukti, gradual liberation. Through virtuous deeds, he will go to Brahmaloka. From there, he may stay there for some years, many, maybe million years. Then slowly, he will merge into Brahman. Another is Jivan Mukti, liberation while you are living in this body. Third, that is very covetable. I am in human body, I feel in this world that I am free. I shall reach some of the signs of Jivan Mukti from Shankara's Viveka Chudamani. And the third, Vidihu Mukti. At the time of death, he will be liberated. All Vedanta literatures eulogize Jivan Mukti. Why? They say, Jivan Mukti Sukha Prapti Hita Bejanma Dharitam Atmana Nitya Mukti Nanatu Samsara Kamya. All these human beings are born in this world to experience the freedom while living. Nobody wants bondage. Even an ant does not want bondage. Even a bird does not want bondage. When you put a bird in a cage, it is a terrible thing for a bird. It wants to fly freely in the sky. If anybody puts chain on your hands and feet, how do you feel? 24 hours you are bound. So our desires bound us like chain. You know, when Vedanta says this, that is the truth. But we do not feel that way. We think our bondage is very sweet and beautiful, wonderful. We love bondage. We love Maya. We suffer. Oof. Then no more. That Swami, our Vedanta literature gave that example of the two birds. Here is Jivatma, here is Paramatma. Here is a tree. Paramatma is on the top of the tree, calm, serene, no desire. And Jivatma is in the lower branch of the tree, eating sweet fruit, happy. Bitter fruit, very unhappy. Excessive bitter fruit, I shall not eat this. Then looks upward. Oh, my friend is so happy there, I shall go to him. So he hops one branch, again it forgets. Again starts to eating fruits. That is all of us. We are doing millions of life. We are hopping upwards. And then when we go near that higher bird, we see that higher bird and lower bird are the same. I am just the shadow of Paramatma. Then both become one. That is called mukti, liberation. Very interesting. So we are born to experience the joy of Jivan Mukti. Otherwise, Atma, Nitya Mukta. It has no desire. It has no motivation to come to this world. Na tasya rogo, na jara, na mrityu. You have no desire, no jara, old age, no mrityu, no death, no suffering. You are the Atman. That is the message of Vedanta. I shall read a few verses from Shankara's, the sign of Jivan Mukta. He whose intellect is merged in Brahman, who, though wakeful, is yet free from the effects of wakefulness, and whose knowledge is free from desire, he is called Jivan Mukta, free even in this world. The noise of the world is pacified in him, though with part, yet is he without part, whose heart is without anxiety. It receives no impression. He is called Jivan Mukta, free even in this body. He who follows the body as one follows a shadow, and yet with no idea of me or mine in this body, he is called Jivan Mukta, free even in this world. He who does not inquire about things past, does not take thought for the future, and in the present remains indifferent and unattached, that is the sign of Jivan Mukta, free even in this body. In this nature that is composed of good and evil, one who sees sameness everywhere is Jivanmukta, free, even in this body. In this way, Shankara mentioned many signs of a Jivanmukta, and finally he said, sometimes the signs of a Nwara Brahman. How shall I know that you are a Jivanmukta or not? Whether you are an illumined soul or not. The signs are in the scriptures. Sometimes the signs of a Nwara Brahman are his clothes, sometimes precious clothes, sometimes clothes of deer or tiger skin, and sometimes clothes of knowledge. Sometimes he behaves like a madman, sometimes like a child. Thus he wanders in this world. Ever desireless in all the enjoyments, alone, always without a companion, thoughtful, always satisfied in the self, living always in all. He wanders in this world. Sometimes he appears like a fool, sometimes like a wise man, sometimes as a king, full of possessions, sometimes as an ignorant man, sometimes quiet, sometimes as that great snake like attracts with his mesmeric power, sometimes like a worthy man, and very much respected, sometimes in servitude, sometimes unknown. The wise one wanders thus, always delighted in the blissful supreme self. Anyhow, there are many signs we find in this Viveka Chudamani and Jivan Mukti Vivek and other scriptures, the signs of an illumined soul. You can read the last part of the 2nd chapter of the Gita, or last part of the 12th chapter of the Gita, or the last part of the 14th chapter of the Gita. Krishna described the signs of an illumined soul, the signs of a devotee, the signs of a man of stage wisdom. Anyhow, how the mortal becomes mortal, what shall we do? Give up desire. Thank you. Vasatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mritturma Amritam Gamaya, Abhiravirma Yedhi, Rudrajate Dakshinam Mukham, Tinamam Pahi Nityam, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality, light us through, and guide us evermore with thy loving presence. Peace, 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 control.